I don't know about you, but I'm tired of waiting on stuff to finish this thing. I ordered some, supposed to be nickel strip like this. It turns out it apparently is nickel plated steel, and the difference is steel will work harden and break over time. I bought some conductive grease like this. It says conductive grease. Turns out it's not conductive grease. I think they mean protective grease for electrical connections. Okay, so again, I'm kind of tired of waiting on all this stuff. I'm going to jerry rig it. I'm going to get something that's good enough that tells me whether this is going to work. What I'm planning on doing right now is for my electrical connections here, I'm going to take my solder wick and I'm going to lay it down in here and put my ball in there, and through pressure, carving and whatever it takes, I'm going to make those fit. And then I'm going to do my electrical connection out here. It'll pass through here, another strip back here, ditto. And yeah, so let's get to it. This is going to tell us if it's going to work or not. The plan is around the outside, I've got 4, they look like pinpricks here. In the full scale model, they're holes, but I need to go drill those out. There's 4 on each half, so that's 8 total. So I'll drill those out. Those will hold the pieces together, the 2 halves together. And then I am going to use this solder wick, and here's one of the holes here, and here's one of the holes over here, and I'm going to just drive the screws through the solder wick to hold it in place, and leave some out here again, and that'll give me the connection as I mentioned earlier. And I will do the same on this side. Okay, so enough talk, let me go do this. Well, here we have our solder wick in place and our first 2 screws, and I put in a dab of an anti-corrosive compound here so that the metals wouldn't eat each other. It'll act a little bit as a lubricant, and also should help prevent a lot of static noise when the knob is turned, when the shaft is turned. This is the wire that we will attach to here. I will do it temporarily at first, and then I'll make a permanent connection when things are more solid. This safety pin is here. I use that to tease apart the fibers of the solder wick so that it wouldn't break up when I tried to force the screw through it. So yeah, I teased open a hole and then put in the screw, laid that down, and also the solder wick I've pressed it into the shape of the shaft, so I pushed the shaft in there really hard to make it follow that hole. And now the only trick is I'm going to repeat that on this side, and then we'll screw the 2 halves together and we'll start testing it. Okay, we've got everything in place. Time to put in our ball. And then make sure this one is on in the right orientation. It is not. This one will attach to that tab, and this one will attach to that tab, which I made longer to make it more convenient. And now we flip this over, and I start to put it in place. And I'm blocking the camera, but I will be back as soon as I get those screws in. So first, let's see if we have continuity through these connections. And the answer is yes, but I think it's not a great connection because the shaft is wobbly, and which means it will kind of come and go. Yeah, need to figure that one out. Okay, enough of that. And what is next? I think that I need to figure out how to tighten the connections up a little bit, and then we need to measure the inductance and see what we're getting. While you were not looking, I added a little bit of packing material over here to make sure our shaft had a better contact with our solder wick. And yeah, I did that on both sides. You can see it peeking out a little bit right there. And then there's a piece over here. I have temporarily connected our outer coil to the solder wick here and ditto over here. I've also got our inductance meter connected from the top outer coil to the bottom outer coil, and it's time to turn this thing on and see if it works. Drum roll, please. There it is. Okay, 18, almost 19 microhenries. Let's turn this slowly, if I can keep my hands out of the way so you can see. I've still got a little bit of internal drag. One of these tabs is too long and it's hitting something inside. 53, 63, 72. Over range, I don't think so. 99. And there's where it's dragging right there. 105, and we're up to 118. So yeah, I guess the only thing that surprises me, well, there's two things that surprise me. One of them is typically they only go from about 25 to 65 microhenries, and this one is up to 118. But also they usually start closer to zero. They won't start at zero, but this was what, at about 18 when it started. So yeah, a little bit high for the 0 point and very high for the high point. So pleased with that. I guess the next thing to do is make improvements, but for right now our prototype is working. I've got the stuff out there if you guys want to build your own. It should be, just to the point where you can reliably put something together and experiment with it, which is what I'm going to do from this point out. I'm going to build a bigger one, and definitely going to improve on these contacts because, yeah, they're noisy. We saw the things jumping around here as it was turning, so that adds a little bit of noise. But yeah, okay, well, for right now, I'm going to call this good on our prototype, and so I hope you found that useful and interesting in your home DIY electronics and crystal radio building.